How's it going? It's Dr. Greg Marion here at One Spine Chiropractic. Today we're going to be discussing plantar fasciitis. And you'd figure as chiropractors, they don't work on feet, but you'd be surprised how many feet conditions we treat here in our office. Not only do we work on back or necks, feet are one of the big ones, especially plantar fasciitis. But just because it's something common we see in our office doesn't mean it's normal. So you typically want to get it in here and get things addressed before that little problem turns into a debilitating problem. Plantar fasciitis we see a lot with a lot of our athletes, a lot of our runners, a lot of people that are actually standing at work all day, unfortunately, getting issues in the foot. Some of the patients we see as well are people that might be a little overweight or obese because unfortunately that extra weight puts pressure on the feet and affects their biomechanics. So what we want to do is first of all start with a thorough examination, consultation to figure out why this problem is arising, what they may do at home or at work that could be causing some of these issues. Once we figure that out, we'll do a few orthopedic tests to figure out where those areas are giving issues at and kind of do some chiropractic tests and palpate which areas of the foot are causing some issues. So a lot of times that fascia that inserts on the heel goes all the way into the toes of your feet, into your balls of your feet might be inflamed. So what we want to do is get the inflammation out first of all, but also we want to figure out why it's coming back. So what we want to do is do some soft tissue techniques to make sure that those muscles and tendons get straightened out and don't get those adhesions that cause a lot of the painful knots and spots in that area. Also chiropractic adjustments to the feet help tremendously because once we get those bones back in place, your foot is actually able to work better and more importantly, it functions better. As well at One Spine, what makes us a little different is we want to evaluate your gait and your pelvis to make sure that your pelvis is not causing some of the issues with the feet. So a lot of times what we do is you're laying on your tummy, we make sure one leg's not shorter. One leg's shorter, a lot of times your weight distribution, instead of being nice and intact, gets off. You know, if that happens over a couple of months, couple of years, that's when we tend to get foot issues, knee issues, hip issues. So we actually want to go back to the root cause of it and see where the hips are doing. And once we get those hips cleared out, we get the feet cleared out, bones are functioning better, more importantly, things are working the way we need to. Some of the other techniques that we use here in the office for plantar fasciitis is a technique called the shockwave machine. That shockwave machine is something we've been using the last year and a half in phenomenal results. With that shockwave machine, what it does is a ballistic principle that sends a kinetic energy into the patient's area of inflammation and breaks that calcification up. So it gets rid of the pain, gets rid of inflammation, gets rid of some of that scar tissue, and more importantly, helps better circulation and things work the way we need to as well. Another thing, a lot of times with that plantar fasciitis, it's really painful. So we can't get too aggressive with some of those manual therapies that we typically do. So we use a laser therapy that'll get in there and get the light therapy to work, create some kinetic energy and some healing process to make sure that inflammation goes away quickly and speeds up that healing process. Typically those treatments run between 4 to 5 minutes. No pain, no tenderness, patient doesn't feel a thing, they're very comfortable. That's another option we have here in our office. As well, my favorite is actually called gua sha. So what that is the instrument adjusting treatment that we use for the soft tissue. So what we want to do is break up those adhesions in that plantar fascia and that tendon that's running down the foot. So what we want to do is get in there and manually, aggressively bring things up. So when we feel that breaking up under our hand, that's that grittiness. Those are the adhesions that are sent in this here. So we want those cross fibers to actually function well so we get that nice good stretch there. Once we get the pain, inflammation, and tightness go away, more importantly, we want to strengthen things up. So we've got several techniques and several exercises that we can do here in office or sitting home with you to get things a little bit more stable and get some relief. But if you're having any of this plantar fascia pain, any heel spurs, give our office a call. We do great with that. And like I said, you'd be surprised how many feet and how many foot conditions we work on here at office. So appreciate you.